Good afternoon, everyone. Let us start this practical session. So, as we already discussed about the laboratory work for your syllabus, there are total 8 experiments. So, experiment number 1 to 5, they are based on the static part, and from 6 to 8, it is a dynamic part. So, in this session, we are going to conduct the experiment number 2, verification of principle of the moments, or it is a Bell-Crank lever experiment. Okay. So, today we will conduct one virtual experiment. So you can note down the aim of the experiment. To verify the principle of moment. Using Bell-Crank lever. So the diagram, it is the apparatus for the Bell-Crank lever. So I will explain what are the parts of the Bell-Crank lever. For theory, I will give you a standard write-up. So you can complete the theory part later. So Bell-Crank lever, it is a L-shaped lever. Basically, it is a frame which is pivoted at one point, that is a corner point. So this is L-shaped frame like this. Okay, so this corner point, it is pivoted. So pivot point means what? We can rotate the object about that point, that is called as a pivot point, or it is also called as a hinge point. So this is called as pivot, or it is the hinge point. Okay, so about this point we can rotate the object like this. So we can change the orientation. So assume this is ABC. So this is called as Bell-Crank lever. So what is basically a lever? A simple lever, if you take one rod or any slender object. So consider we have one rod. And suppose this is one fulcrum support. So suppose this is support. Okay. So this is knife edge for that support. So if we apply the force on this side, let us take this force, it is equal to 10 Newton. Okay. And suppose this distance is 5 meter on this side, and on other side the distance, it is equal to 3 meter. So what is the effect of this lever arrangement. So this is called as one lever arrangement, okay, where a rod is supported by using one knife edge. So use of this knife edge is we can tilt or rotate this rod on this knife edge, okay. So when you apply the force 10 Newton on this side, so because of that 10 Newton, the complete rod will rotate on this knife edge. So we will have the arrangement like this. Okay. So this is your force 10 Newton. So it will lift the other side, and on other side it will create one force. Okay. So this force value we can determine by using the principle of moment. Okay. So suppose the system, if you want to keep the system in the equilibrium like this, and suppose this is the knife edge. If you apply the force of 10 Newton, its distance, suppose it is equal to 5 meter, and this is 3 meter. Okay. If you want to maintain this equilibrium, that is the horizontal position of this rod, then there will be another force to be applied on the other side. Okay. Suppose this is A point and this is the point B. Then this system will be in the equilibrium. Okay. Sorry, the direction will be opposite. Okay, so we need to apply another force F on the other side. Okay, so to find out the value of this force F so that the system will be in the equilibrium, okay, we need to use the principle of moment. So principle of moment is nothing but the, for equilibrium of any object, clockwise moment, it must be equal to the anti-clockwise moment. Okay, so if you observe this simple lever, that is a lever AB supported on the knife edge, then clockwise moment it is created by this force 10 Newton about this point. So let us take this point as a O. Okay, so what is the moment which is a clockwise moment? It is 10 into 5 meter. So this 10 into 5, it is the clockwise moment. In order to maintain the AB exactly in the horizontal position, that is called as its equilibrium, we need to apply one anti-clockwise moment which will counter the moment created by 10 Newton. Okay, so this counter moment is nothing but the anti-clockwise moment, and this value will be F into distance of the second force. It is nothing but the 3 meter. Okay, so from this principle of moment, that is a clockwise moment equal to anti-clockwise moment, we can get the value of F, that is equal to 50 divided by 3. Okay. So it is 16.6. This is Newton. So if you observe the first value, which is 10 Newton, the second value is large compared to the first force. Okay. So lever is used to amplify the force value. Amplify the force, or it is also called as effort. Okay. So this is the use of lever. That means if you apply very small force on one side, it will create the large force on the other side. Okay. and this effect is observed because of the principle of moment. Okay. So similarly, there is another lever, which is this is simple lever, and second lever that we are going to study, it is the bell crank lever. Okay. So bell crank lever, it is the L-shape arrangement where the corner point is pivoted like this. Okay. So on the arm AB, so this is called as base arm, or it is also called as weight arm, because during the experiment we are going to connect the weight to the arm AB at different locations, and this BC arm, this is called as spring arm, because to arm BC we will connect one spring balance which will measure the force F, which is unknown force, in order to maintain this equilibrium. Okay. So at point C we will connect one spring balance like this. Okay. And to arm AB we will connect the weight. So this is the known weight. Let us take this as a W. Okay. Suppose this distance with respect to the pivot point is X, and the distance of the C point, it is Y with respect to the same point B. So for this bell crank lever, the equation for principle of moment will be the clockwise moment, it must be equal to the anti-clockwise moment. So clockwise moment, it is created by this spring force. Okay. So when you apply the force, that is weight, on the arm AB, that is a horizontal arm. So this is the line of action for the weight W. Okay. Because of this weight W, there will be anti-clockwise moment created at point B. Okay. So this complete lever ABC, it will try to rotate in the clockwise, anti-clockwise direction. Okay. In order to maintain this equilibrium, this spring will create the tension in this direction. Okay. So this tension, it will be tension T. So this tension T into distance Y, it will create the clockwise moment, so that it will try to maintain the equilibrium. Okay. So by using principle of moment, we need to find out, if you apply some weight W on the arm AB, okay, what should be the value of the tension T or spring tension, okay, so that we can maintain the equilibrium of the bell crank lever. Okay. So that is our aim. So clockwise moment here, it is created by this tension. So we will write this tension T in the spring into distance Y, it is equal to weight W into distance X. Okay. So during the experiment, the Y distance will be given, W will be given, that is the weight, and the X distance will be given. Okay. We have to find out the tension T by using experiment and by using this theoretical calculation. So this is your theoretical calculation. So T is equal to W into X divided by distance Y. So this value is Newton. Okay. So I will show the virtual apparatus so you can understand how the experiment will be conducted. So here you can observe, this is virtual setup. So this part is the bell crank lever, which is highlighted. So this bell crank lever is pivoted at this point. Okay. So this is the pivot point. So about this point, this complete lever it can rotate in the anti-clockwise direction or in the clockwise direction. So this is arm AB, that is the base arm or the weight arm. So this is the external weight. So this external weight we can connect at any point on this horizontal arm. Then this is the vertical arm. So this is BC. Okay. And at point C, we have connected a spring balance. So this is the spring balance. Okay. So suppose we connect this weight. Suppose this is a known weight. Okay. Let us take this as a 2 kg. Okay. So it will be 2 into 9.81 Newton. Okay. That will be 20 Newton approximately. And if you connect this weight, so you can observe here marking on the horizontal arm. So your starting point is 0 and we will measure on the left side distance. So right now this weight is connected at 600 mm distance. So this is 580 and this is 660. So we have connected this, sorry, not 660, it is a 640. So we have connected this weight at a 640 distance. So your X value will be 640 mm or it is 0.64 meter. Suppose this is a known weight, that is a 2 kg. Okay. Then you can observe here, when we apply the weight, what is going to happen immediately. Okay. So immediately this complete system will lose its equilibrium and it will rotate on the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So just observe here. So now you can observe here, this link is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So basically by applying the weight W or some force on the horizontal arm, we have created one moment about this point. Okay. So this moment will be the weight W into the perpendicular distance, that is the X. So this is anti-clockwise moment. Okay. In order to maintain the original equilibrium, we need to create a tension force that will counter the anti-clockwise moment. Okay. So this is the original arrangement. So when we apply the weight W, immediately this Belkrang lever, it will change the orientation. and it will get oriented in this direction. Okay. So basically, this Belkrang lever is tilted in the anti-clockwise direction. So this moment, which will act at this point, it is equal to, we'll write here anti-clockwise moment. This is equal to W into X. So this is X is the perpendicular distance with respect to this pivot point. Okay. So suppose this point is B and this is C. So W into X, it is anti-clockwise moment. Now we need to create one moment in the clockwise direction, which will be equal to the W into X. Okay. So this is done by creating the tension in this cable or in this spring. So this is spring balance. So how much tension we should create? So this tension we can find out by using principle of moment. So this is T into Y. So that tension T will be the spring tension in the spring balance. So this is T into the distance Y. So T into Y. And T is equal to W into X divided by Y. Okay. So experimentally, this tension T, it is adjusted by using a screw and nut arrangement. So you can observe in this diagram. So this part, so this is the physical diagram or physical setup. This is lever or Belkrang lever. Okay. So this point is pivot point, or it is called as a hinge point. Okay. This point, as per our diagram, it is a point C. This is point B. This point is A. This is weight W. So this is line of action for that weight W. This horizontal distance with respect to the hinge point, it is the X distance. And this point, that is a C point where the spring balance is connected. So this is spring balance. So everyone must have used the spring balance. Okay. So we generally use to measure the weight of any object. So this spring balance, it will directly give the reading of the tension at point C. So this is the tension T, or we can say it is a line of action. Okay. And the point C, it is the point of application for the tension T. So this vertical distance, it is the distance Y with respect to this pivot point. Okay. So when we apply the weight by using a dead weight, 1 kg, 2 kg, it will create the moment about the point B in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. And because of that, the complete lever will rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. In order to bring it back to the original position, we can adjust the tension in the spring balance by using this screw and nut arrangement. Okay. We need to tighten this nut. So we need to rotate this in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. And therefore, that is due to rotation of this nut, this screw, it will move on the right side. Okay. It will move outward and it will pull the spring balance. So basically, it will apply the force at this point. Okay. And this will create the tension T. And so that your lever, which is rotated due to dead weight like this, it will come back to the original equilibrium position like this. And then we can apply the principle of moment. So this is tension T, this is W, this is X, and this is Y. Okay. So in this condition, this tension T, it is created because of the spring tension. Okay, that is a spring in this spring balance, and this tension is created by rotating this nut. Okay, so this is your physical experiment. In the virtual experiment, as you can observe here, it is the same setup. Okay, so we will connect the bed at different locations with respect to point B, and then we will find out the value of tension T theoretically. Okay, so virtually we cannot verify the value, but theoretically we can find out what is the value of T. So you can note down the diagram for this experiment.